Hello everyone! The time of the year is coming up soon. Do you know what building this is? Yes, it's the St. Patrick's Cathedral. Unfortunately, the parade is cancelled this year again, but we still have to celebrate. Happy St. Patrick's Day! Yes, I know I'm Japanese, but I have been living in New York for more than 20 years. And then I lived with Irish, Italian, American family for the first year, living in New York to learn English and American culture. Even now, that family is my family. I'm so grateful for that. Then I used to wait tables at Irish pubs everywhere in New York City, and they used to serve Guinness, Smithwick's, and Jameson shots on the St. Patty days for a long time. Sometimes some drunk customers ask me why I'm working at the Irish pubs. And I used to say, "Can't you see my freckles? I'm a quarter Irish." Anyway, so there was Sunday Mass happening inside. With the respect I didn't want to disturb, I didn't film. But when you go there, check it out. Inside is beautiful. So this is my playback memories on St. Patty days. Some years I was drunk. Some years I celebrate the day at home with my friends and grab a pint of Guinness. Then one year I loved Irish culture and people so much that I went to Dublin. I really had an amazing time there. For sure I'm going back there again to discover the countryside. Then now I want to share restaurants and bars situation in New York City, focusing on Irish and American bars. Yes, McSoy's is still open strong. This place opened 1854. They only serve two kinds of beers, light or dark. Simple. During the wars, soldiers went there before they departed, and they hang wishbones to wish to come back safe. There's still some wishbones hanging as a part of the decor. I think it's a beautiful story behind that they keep in them. The Old Town Bar is still open too. This place is open 1892. There are many tables out, but by March 19th, they're allowed to have 50% indoor dining, so hopefully they're okay. If you don't know, lots of movies, TV shows, music videos were filmed at this place, like Jump Around by House of Pain, Sex and the City, Madonna's music video. These bars survived during the prohibitions, so I'm pretty sure they can survive. Unfortunately, Brazen Fox didn't survive. I used to hang out with my coworkers all the time, but Penny Farthing is still open. It's a beautiful bar. Ainsworth is a party bar. Look at the TV monitors outside. They're ready for March Madness and St. Patrick's Day. So are some other bars in East Village. Unfortunately, some bars didn't survive. These two bars also didn't survive. I used to see some St. Patty's decorations outside last year. The city had to shut down right before the St. Patty's Day, so I felt that the time stopped every time I passed by there. By the way, this image is from the SantaCon 2019, just right before the pandemic. Yes, Phoebe's still open. Look at how many tables outside. They have a great happy hours for NYU students and us. B-Bar is closed unfortunately, but one of my favorite Irish bar in New York is still open. Swift is still open. It's a very cozy bar, especially during the winter time. Look at how cute decor outside. They're hanging fake hops. So besides bars and restaurants, other places are celebrating St. Patrick's Day as well. I got Irish cold brew from Starbucks. My Starbucks location didn't carry the Shamrock Frappuccino. This is a St. Patty's socks collection from Target. Look at the alpaca one, it's so cute. Baked by Marissa has a limited edition for St. Patrick's Day as well. I bought it 1 year for the office. Of course, supermarkets are getting ready too. This is a Whole Foods and they have a section for it. Some corned beef comes with the spice and herbs and some don't, like this. I tried to buy the one with the spices. This is the Trader Joe's. They do have a corned beef brisket as well. It comes with the spices. This is the pre-made one, I believe. And these are Guinness. And this is a limited edition with the shamrock on. Now I want to share my way of making corned beef and cabbage. I learned from my host mother, American mother. I used this brand. I tried other brands too, but it was sweet or a little bit off. This is quite salty. I like this brand. I got 2 Guinness, some potatoes, carrots, onions, and 1 cabbage, and a corned beef brisket. First step is adding corned beef and water in the big pot. I rinsed the corned beef quickly. Also, I added spices it came with. Yes, I have a Jameson bottle opener. I put 2 bottles of Guinness with meat and water. You can use any kind of beers, but it's a St. Patrick's Day, so I used Guinness. Cover the meat all the way up. And then turn on the heat and cook it until it gets boiled. Once it starts boiling, you will see the harshness on the top, so you will remove that. Cover it and cook for an hour and a half. Meantime, I chop some vegetables. You don't need to cut them small pieces. Actually, I prefer big chunk pieces. Everything, I cut them big, except carrots. I'm not big fan of carrots. While I'm chopping some vegetables, I want to share some trivia I learned over the years. The first one is, first ever St. Patrick's Day parade was held in 1762 in New York City, which is the oldest civilian parade in the world, and this is one of the world's largest parade. Typically around 250,000 marchers march this day. Second one is, about 32 million are Irish descendant in America, which is about 10% of population. It's about 5 times of Irish population. This was a crazy one. Since 1992, Tokyo has put it on St. Patrick's Day parade, which I didn't know. And the last one, surprise, surprise, corned beef and cabbage is not Irish dish. It's actually Irish American dish. Originally, Irish people ate boiled bacon, but back in the days, Irish Americans were too poor to afford high price of pork. Instead, they turned to the cheapest cut of the meat, which was the beef brisket, with the cheapest vegetable, which was a cabbage. These are very interesting information. Oh, the last one is, actually, corned beef cabbage is nothing to do with the corn, but instead refers to the corn-sized salt crystals used during the bringing process. Interesting. So I learned this recipe from my host mother. I saw some other recipes. Some people cook with a crock pot and they cook vegetable different way. This is the way I learned and I love. Okay, cooking the meat for 1 hour to hour and a half. I can put the vegetables in. It has a lot liquid right now. Actually, I like this soup, so I keep it, but you can disregard as well. Remember, the meat is already cooked, so you don't have to worry about cooking the meat. Put the vegetables, make sure the vegetables get cooked. I know this dish is not that healthy, so if the liquid is quite salty, you can remove half of the liquid and add it more water at this point. So now you cook the vegetables for an hour and a half, again with a low heat. So it's total of 2 hours to 3 hours of cooking. But basically, once you put everything in, you can stay away from the pot. It's a very simple, easy dish to cook. I had too much liquid in there, so I couldn't close the lid. But if you don't have that much soup in there, you can close the lid so moisture keep inside of the pot. This is how it look like cooked for an hour. I added liquid and cook for another 15 minutes. Then I turn off the heat, let them sit for a little bit to cool it down. So I moved to United States end of February, and the first holiday I experienced in the United States was St. Patrick's Day. Only a few weeks later, I learned how to cook corned beef cabbage, and I remember I went to buy soda bread with my host mother's kids. It's a nice memory. So it's all done cooking, and then now I slice the meat. It was too hot to slice the meat with my bare hand, so I decided to use a fork. I prayed them on the plate. I usually use grain mustard with it. That's it. It's very easy and simple. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. Sláinte.